4 inches of trench. World War I introduced many technological firsts, such as machine guns, tanks, and chemical weapons. In all, more than 100 tons of chemical weapons agents were used in the conflict. And the first ever blood bank was set up by U.S. Army Medical Corps on a Belgian battlefield in 19. Although the fighting was fierce, Peggy didn't know about a brief but memorable truce, which occurred on Christmas Eve 1914, when fighting spontaneously stopped along 2/3 of the Western Front. Near Ypres, Belgium, German and British troops played a football match in no man's land. Germany won 3-2. Most leaders had thought the war would be over by the holidays, but 4 more years of bloodshed ensued. World War I finally ended at 11 a.m. of the 11th day of November 1918. All in all, some 9 million soldiers were killed, a rate of at least 6,000 a day. So 21 million more were wounded. At least 5 million civilians died of disease, starvation, or exposure. The deadly influenza epidemic of 1918 to 19 also took its toll, killing more American soldiers than died in battle. Perhaps
It was March 17th.
to end all wars would not fulfill that promise. The Versailles Treaty's punitive terms against Germany proved that the stabilizing force, helping sow the seeds for Adolf Hitler's rise and the start of another world war nearly 2 decades later.
1914, 1-4.
All the passwords.
All right, let's watch it one more time. That was very, very quick. So now, starting World War I today. We're starting to learn about World War I today. So we have this video that moves pretty quickly. Let's see if we can fill in what's missing.
That's right here.
Wait, let's watch it one more time.
Summarizing legacy of World War I in a word is difficult, but the word I use would be paradox.
How do I get back to the other one?
Known at the time as the Great War, or the War to End All Wars, World War I was the first global war. Lasting 4 years, it involved 30 countries and 65 million soldiers, causing unprecedented levels of carnage and destruction. It all started in Europe during the summer of 1914, when a young Serbian nationalist assassinated an Austro-Hungarian archduke. Alliances of Europe's most powerful nations, formed over the previous decades, squared off against each other, and the conflict soon spread around the world. Along the Western Front in Europe, soldiers packed into 2,500 miles of trench lines, 1 soldier for every 4 inches of trench. World War I introduced many technological firsts, such as machine guns, tanks, and chemical weapons. In all, more than 100,000 tons of chemical weapons agents were used in the conflict. And the first ever blood bank was set up by U.S. Army Medical Corps on a Belgian battlefield in 1917. But although the fighting was fierce, we bet you didn't know about a brief but memorable truce, which occurred on Christmas Eve 1914, when fighting spontaneously stopped along 2/3 of the Western Front. Near Ypres, Belgium,
Don't worry, we
German
learn
and
about
British troops played a football match in no man's land. Germany won 3-2. Most leaders had thought the war would be over by the holidays, but 4 more years of bloodshed ensued. World War I finally ended at 11 a.m. of the 11th day of November 1918. All in all, some 9 million soldiers were killed, a rate of at least 6,000 a day. Some 21 million more were wounded. At least 5 million civilians died of disease, starvation, or exposure. The deadly influenza epidemic of 1918 to 19 also took its toll, killing more American soldiers than died in battle. Perhaps worst of all, the war to end all wars would not fulfill that promise. Instead, the Versailles Treaty's punitive terms against Germany proved a destabilizing force, helping sow the seeds for Adolf Hitler's rise and the start of another world war.
Hey, Hitler. No, not like that.
Alright, I wrote this one down. This one I have trouble remembering.
Safe.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.
To safely store the
And
passwords.
skip the video like Chrome. I'm gonna skip the ad.
Alright, so let's go back to number 1. World War I.
The Yogi Bears. The Yogi Bears. Miss, are we gonna watch?
Also known as what?
We're gonna watch the Yogi Bears. The Yogi
Number
Bears.
one. It's known as the Great War.
Yogi.
Or the war to end all wars. Was that the truth?
Yes.
Was it the war to end all wars? No other wars happened?
No.
Yes.
It did, but it lasted.
World War II.
I mean, that
Man.
would happen really quickly.
That's supposed to say France.
Where?
Next to
We're not there yet. Don't worry about that. Number two. And no, it doesn't say France. Number two, World War I was the first what war? Or war between many nations.
Oh, the alliance with Britain. I think it was the
Yeah, but the word they use is
Russia.
global. It's a global war.
global war with
Many countries are involved all over the world.
that makes it even dangerous.
Yes.
So who won?
the German war.
No. Germany lost big time.
So who won? Us?
Yes.
Yes.
We didn't get involved until the end. But yeah, it was the Allied powers.
Yes. One question.
Yes.
Did Adolf Hitler kill himself and why?
Yes, he killed himself because he knew he was about to get caught. I believe the Russians were very close to finding him,
Adolf Hitler.
so he shot himself and his
Why?
yes.
Adolf
I don't know if he shot or I don't know.
No,
I don't know who shot who.
He shot himself.
But they both. It was like a suicide pact.
Yeah.
And why? Why would he do that? Why?
He doesn't want to get tortured.
And charged to death.
He was a Nazi.
Yes. And also he didn't want to be humiliated. He didn't want to. You're not going to take me alive. Yeah. He thought he was going to win, of course, and get away with everything. And all right. So number three, the World War lasted how many years?
4 years.
4 years. There you go. For how many countries were involved?
Every country.
Like 7, 8, 10, 15,
20,
More.
18,
100.
Just give me 8.
A little more.
30.
30. There you go. 30 countries. That's why they call it a global war, or world war.
You know how many got to disrespect?
Well, again, they were losing. They were killing those 6,000 men a day.
Men?
Soldiers, and of course, all men. I'll say all men. Soldiers. That's the time when women were not in the army and stuff. 6,000 a day. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the I think it's like the influenza thing.
Well, that also too. Yes, that also did not help. Like, that wasn't until 1918.
They killed Americans.
Right, that killed a lot of people.
That's it for number 5.
Number 5, yes. Number 5 is there. See how there are 2 answers. So this is one answer. The date. It started on July 28th, 1914. And then when. This is his title, Archduke. And then his first name is Franz. We would say like Frank or Francis. And last name Ferdinand. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated. And we discussed before, some of you came in a little late, what assassinated means. What does it mean?
To be killed.
To be killed.
Yes.
And to be hunted down.
Yes, and his wife. Also, his wife was assassinated, which was a big deal. Because generally speaking, when you're going to do stuff like this, you would just kill the one person you wanted dead. But this assassin killed both him and his wife. But as Cohen told the story, that actually it almost didn't happen. This assassination almost didn't happen. So this guy was planning on doing it. He knew that Franz Ferdinand was going to be in a car, and again, back then, the cars were open. Like there were like convertibles, you know what I mean? Everyone had, if you had a car, it was a convertible. So his driver, hey Gianna, The second page, please. Like went a different way. And the guy was like, oh no, I'm not gonna get a chance to kill him. I don't know where he is, he went a different way. So he goes into like a little cafe to get something to eat, maybe a little cup of coffee, a little espresso, a little croissant, whatever, you know? And as he's sitting there and eating, guess who passes by? Well, the killer's in the shop eating. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the driver comes, the driver passes the cafe, and it's like, oh no, we need to turn around, this is the wrong way. He stops the car in front of the cafe, literally. And by the time he like tries to, you know, when you back up in the car, you gotta reverse, and you gotta turn, and then you gotta reverse again. You know, it takes a few tries to make a U-turn. Yeah, by that time, the murderer got out, ran out, took out his gun, and he shot twice. And he killed both the wife and the Archduke.
That's great.
Crazy. I mean, it's like you can't make it up. You can't make it up. They almost got away. You know? I don't think so. But you know what? I wouldn't put it past. You can't trust anybody.
It's basically his fault that he got killed.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard that theory. We'll have to ask Miss Cohen. All right, so number 6. World War II has 2 alliances or teams. That would be the Allies. Allied powers versus
The Allied
Central
power.
powers.
The Senate power.
Well, I spell powers wrong. So we would be on
Central.
this. No, we would be in the Allied powers. Yes, of course. All right. Did anyone jot down any notes that they found interesting?
No. Oh,
I wrote down.
I was gonna write down where the UK and Germany they played like a soccer match. They could choose and then Germany won.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, this is a very different kind of war. We don't fight wars this way anymore. So it was like a field in between all of the English soldiers on one side of the line, and then all of the German soldiers, right? And they were staring at each other with their guns out, right? But it was Christmas Day. Everyone celebrated Christmas.
Yeah.
So they weren't fighting. They were all Christian. They weren't celebrating Christmas. They were not fighting. And someone, I guess, somehow even used something as a soccer ball, right? It says, as we know in Europe, they love soccer. Soccer is
I show speed.
Oh, you like soccer too?
Yeah.
Right, so anyway, so they ended up playing a soccer game. Who remember, so they didn't shoot each other. Who remembers which team won?
Germany.
Germany won. Yeah, those are good notes.
3-1.
So they got in trouble. When the generals found out they did that, they got in trouble and they said, you can't play soccer anymore with the enemy. Why not?
Because
You're the enemy.
They're the enemy. Maybe they could set a trap. Hey guys, let's play soccer. And then just as all of us go out there and just, right? They could do that. Or they could say, why are we fighting? We all love soccer. Let's go home. I don't want to curse, but like, you know, blank this war. Blank that noise and let's go home to our families.
That was a complete mess up. But my jump shot. I'm see. It's good. In my dream. Good. I'll go. I can sit in my dream. I'm just saying. Yeah.
He was also riding in a convertible. That's how he was killed. Like, and now all the presidents they have to ride in the car. They have to cover because they don't want Just happened.
Yes, it's turned off. Terrible.
I can't help, I don't have anything to help, and B, I don't think teachers are allowed to give out stuff, even if I have. But if you want to go there, write your text. In a few minutes, if you want to go now.
Go what?
No, we have to be a few minutes if Christian wants to go to the nurse. Because maybe they have something. Maybe is she allowed to give something? Yeah, don't suffer. Take your stuff, take your stuff.
35th.
Yes, not suffer.
I hope you get all right, man.
I'm so glad you have so many supportive classmates.
Man, you know
Who
John.
never get sick, ever.
Man, you know John Kennedy was the youngest man elected into the office.
Oh, no. Who, say it again, who?
John F. Kennedy.
Was he still younger than Obama? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, take your coat and give me your paper too, Mama.
Which one though? Number 7.
Number 7. World War I ended on what?
And then on like the
What's the date?
11th something.
Yes, remember, it's 11/11. Right, it's November 11th, which is 11/11.
What year?